This is Let's Talk AI. I'm Huey Poplock. This is a monthly program where we discuss AI for beginners and intermediate, and we've got some advanced people here as well. So it's just a group of us that get together and talk about AI. And uh, one of the big things that I have done, I'm going to mute everybody and then just unmute yourself as you need to. Uh, just so we don't get interference. But what I do want to show you is I'm going to share my screen. Okay, okay, I am showing you my web page, my website, which is Huey's Views and Reviews. And if you are part of my WinSig, you would go here for the WinSig. I've added a new section called AI News. I did put it in the newsletter. I now have AI News, and what I'm doing is some of these are videos, and some, if they don't have the little red arrow in the middle, it's some kind of an article. And if you click here, it will take you to the article. And let's see, I don't want to stop share. I want to go back here. So, and if it's a video, you just click on it. You can watch it here, or let's see, I'm going to turn. I don't want the sound to play because I don't know uh, what the copyright will be on it. But
Hey everyone, Patrick here.
there we go. Uh, you'll see here down at the bottom if it says YouTube. If you click YouTube, it'll open it up on YouTube. Or if you click here, it'll give you a full screen of the same thing. So let's see, and then you come down here and bring it back, or you can go to YouTube by clicking the YouTube. And if you have trouble hearing it, make sure you click on this the CC here, and it'll give you the subtitles. And then I'm trying to put in a sentence or two underneath each one that kind of describes what it is. And I'm using AI to do that. And what I had a problem doing was I was having I was trying all the different AI uh, apps that I use on a regular basis, and that is Claude, Perplexity, Gemini, X, Copilot, and even a couple others. And I was giving it a prompt that said, "Look at this YouTube, and then give me a two-sentence summary." Well, some of them can do that, some can't. And when I did it with X, X gave me about the music in the background or sound in the background. It didn't talk anything about the topic itself. So they all do things a little bit different, and you have to uh, try different ones for different reasons. I used them all and then decided which ones gave me the better description. And sometimes because one reason or another, it didn't give me a description or a good one, and I went and I used one of the others. So you've got to experiment a little bit. And in some cases, some of the things you want to do, you may have to use one app to do one thing and then a different type of an app to do something else, and then kind of put them together. Let's go ahead and stop this. It's playing in the background, but I don't have the sound on. So I'm trying to, instead of once a month sending you out an email with my newsletter and putting some videos to watch, I'm going to try to keep this up to date as I go along. I've added some new ones in the last day or two. I'm trying to figure out a way in which the the template that I'm using uses puts six up at a time. And if I only have four, what do I do with the other two spaces? And that's I'm working on that to try to test that out. So I've been waiting till I get six and then do each section. So that's why you see a break between each six, because that's the template I'm using. So uh, what I want to start with today, what is maybe a question or two from you. And then I do have some things that I may show from one video that's farther down the list. So any comments, questions?
Yes,
Don't
on
forget to
the,
unmute
I have
yourself.
an AI that comes up on my computer automatically, and it's Copilot. I don't quite understand what it does, but it changes my things and tell me how they want us to revise something. I don't like it because, and I want to deactivate all of the AI. How would I do that?
You don't want any AI at all, or you only want to bring it up when you need it?
I only want to bring it up when I need it.
Well, AI should be that way. Let me go ahead and share my screen here. And because I'm not sure how it's coming up on your screen, but let's take a look. So let me go ahead and share my screen, and I am going to close my browser down. And so here is my screen with nothing on, basically nothing on it. You'll see that I have Copilot down here, but it doesn't, I can't remember if it puts it there automatically or not, but it doesn't start it. Now, what are you saying? When does it show up?
Oh, it just comes up when I go into Word and it's typing something and it's telling me how to revise it and everything. But I think I deactivated, I shut it down because it's supposed to be good, but if you don't watch it carefully, it changes what you're doing, and then it put what it wants you to do, which may not be what you intend for it to say.
Well, you have to click on it somewheres to do something and for it to come up. So are you opening up Word or Excel or?
Open up the new word that
Okay, so
Jim
let
Sarney
me go
just
ahead and
showed
do
me how
that. All
to
right.
use.
Okay, so let me open up Word and make a blank document. Are you talking about right here?
Yes, that's it right there. Uh-huh.
All right, just don't do anything. Don't pay any attention to it and do what you want. It won't do anything unless you click on it. But that's part of Microsoft now. Copilot, they're actually calling Office Microsoft Copilot 365.
Right.
So Copilot's going to be part of everything. Now, I'm not sure if I right mouse click, does this do anything? If I right mouse click that, um, I don't see the way to draft with Copilot. So just don't pay any attention and just start typing and it goes away.
But if I do a bullet, if I want to do bullets in my thing, then it doesn't, it's difficult to get rid of when you want to change the bullet to something else, different type of bullet. It gets,
Oh.
it took me a long time to finish a document because it keeps putting its own bullets for me.
I just did it with no problem, so I'm not sure.
So, okay, you go in now, you want to do the other bullet after that, say the one with the bull,
Yeah,
that one.
I just did. I just go back and forth.
Yeah.
And then you
Uh,
go in, you indent and you want another bullet after the one, then you put another bullet. Say you put the little round ones, it's a part of that last heading. If you put
yeah.
another bullet. Yeah.
If
Are you
you click on the Copilot symbol, it takes over.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
you
If you do
just start
this,
typing,
that-
it's
that-
just Word.
Yeah.
yeah, you don't want to just click that. It just,
Huey,
yeah.
I just did a little bit of research. I don't have a copy of Office, but apparently in each of the applications, under File Options, there's a Copilot tab, and you can enable and disable different things in there.
Okay, let me see where you're talking about. Where are you talking about? I'm in File.
It says go into File and then Options.
It's the last choice on the left-hand side under Account.
Yep.
And then look for Copilot.
Oh, too cool. Thank you, Drew.
Where is it?
General Display Proofing Copilot Save. And there's a checkbox, and it's, in my case, it's checked. So I imagine she needs to uncheck it.
Oh, okay, where is this part? Let's see. Oh, there.
Am I anywhere as close to where I need to look?
Huey, you don't have it. It's under general, display, proofing, Copilot, save, blah, blah, blah.
Display, you have to go under display, right under general, display, there.
Ah, there we go.
I actually have Copilot on this list.
Yeah. According to my instructions, you should have a Copilot tab on that options menu.
Yeah, I don't
And you
see it on
don't.
yours.
Yeah, I have Copilot too there in the Word options.
Okay, for whatever reason I don't, but anyway, you know how to turn it off now.
Probably has to do with the subscription.
Yeah.
Oh, they're all the same.
Are they
If
now?
I asked Copilot, how do I turn it off? It says, go to individual apps, go to file, options, Copilot,
Yeah.
and turn off the check mark that says enable
Yeah.
Copilot.
And then
Yeah.
it's gone.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
I think
yep.
I'm in my test period of the paid version, and that's probably why I don't turn it
Mhm.
off, or I don't see it in the same spot.
Word, yeah.
So anyway, I think Dee, I hope we've
Yeah.
helped you with
I-
that.
Yes,
Oh,
I did.
It's worth the price of admission, right?
Right.
Give
Hey,
yourself
that's my
a-
line.
And I used Copilot to figure that out.
Yeah,
Oh.
and I thank you for doing that while I'm doing other things. So Mike does that a lot to help me on a regular basis, and Drew, I know you like to do that as well. So thank you. Anybody else have any issues or
Yeah,
comment?
I wanted to just add to that with D is that I have the paid subscription version for some time, and it's annoying. What annoying to me is it's always asking me to click on the tutorial. You know, it's always some new information, new techniques or something. So whenever I use Word mostly, it's always click on this tutorial, you know, and I have to say or ignore it, but it's really promoting AI.
There
Carl?
should be a spot when you start it, and I think Judy might either be saying the same thing I'm about to, or she's got another suggestion. Usually when you start Word, it probably comes up and says, there's probably a little box there that says, don't show this. And
Okay.
click that off. Is that
Okay.
what you were going to say?
No, I've used Word for 16,000 years, taught it for over 20. I've never seen that ever come up. So
Okay.
Carl, I'd Google that question and say, how do I get rid of that? That's like Writer when it opens up and gives you a tip. That doesn't ever happen with Word. I just open up to a blank document.
What do you think if I Google something about Microsoft? Google's going to say, get rid of Microsoft?
No, it
No.
is not going to say that. But
No.
just like you asked Huey, ask
Okay.
that same question of Google. Why
Or
does this?
or Copilot.
And
The
Copilot will jump
give you
right
all the
in.
steps.
Yeah, Copilot jumps in. Way cool.
Judy, so you say that you could turn that off completely, I mean, get rid of all of their what they put in the new Word. I got the latest one put in last year from Microsoft. I had to get it to do something I was doing. And the new one has that automatically. And it automatically does your bullet points for you. And it drives me nuts because I want to put it a certain way, but it's telling me to do it their way. And I don't want their way.
Okay,
That's-
Dee,
Mhm.
there's a symbol when you open up a blank page. There's a symbol in the upper left-hand corner. You're
go
clicking
ahead.
on that.
Let
to
me go
start
ahead and talk.
Copilot.
Hang on. Let me share my screen, and you can talk me through it and see.
I can talk to your screen
And
or your
Sure.
blank page.
there we go. You want a blank? You want a blank?
No, just that little, yeah, give me a
Okay.
control, give me a control N.
Control N.
Uh-huh. We'll teach everybody.
Oh,
See
new
that
document.
symbol on the left-hand side, the little kind of circly thing?
Right.
That's
Right.
Copilot. Don't click on that. Just start typing. You see where your insertion point is, that straight line? Just start typing. Start typing. Thank you. And
Yeah.
it goes away.
Yeah.
Okay, that goes away, but does it have
And
something?
it will not talk to you again in that document. You only get it when you create a new,
Oh, I hit enter and it shows up again.
really, see, mine doesn't.
I think mine shows up
That's-
again also.
You just
Yeah.
start typing
I
again.
mean-
Don't click it, don't touch it.
Yeah,
Just ignore it. Yeah.
that was the word I was
It-
going to use. Ignore it. Pretend it's not there.
You
Pretend it's one of your kids you want to go away.
Well, I'd
And,
like it
you
to
know-
go away and don't come back till I really want it to come back. But it
Yeah.
won't do
I don't
that.
know that may not be an option. And then each of you may have slightly different
Mhm.
versions of the software.
Uh,
Okay, but I hope we have helped her.
Yeah. That's going to be an issue going forward for some people learning
Mhm.
how to deal with computers trying to help you when you don't want it.
Well, I have that problem with Google when I'm doing texting. And it will correct words that I have to go back and apologize to whoever I send it to, because it doesn't change it till I hit send on Google texting. Drew, you said how to turn it off, but I didn't write it down. That automatic-
Look for auto correction.
and under
and you-
Google settings.
Mhm.
Well, it depends
Yes.
on where you're having the problem. If it's in your Google Mail, your
Text.
Gmail.
No, not
No,
mail.
he's talking about
text.
he's talking about his Samsung phone.
Samsung phone texting. I'll be
Yeah.
typing something in and it'll have the exact word I want. And then when it sends it, it translates that word to something totally different meaning. And I have to go back and say,
Yeah.
this word
Okay.
means this.
It's
Okay, of course, that's
terrible.
not
It
AI,
does
so
that
we're
to
getting
me
off
too.
topic
Yeah.
a little. We're getting off
Yeah.
topic a little bit, but it'll look for a setting of auto correction is what you're looking for, and
Okay.
search your help.
Carl,
Your
Yes.
that's a Bill James question. He's flying back from France as we speak. Call him, email him on Sunday and ask him the question. Why does this happen? Blah, 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 blah. He'd love to help you. He's the
Okay.
Samsung guy.
or
Thank
use Copilot, which you don't.
I
want
know,
to
but-
use.
Give him the, oh my God, I just got back thought,
Yeah,
okay?
that same thing happened to me too, and I said, did I really send it to these people? It made no
Yeah.
sense what it put in there. That's not what I wanted to say. And I said, oh my gosh, it's changing everything, I said.
Yeah,
let's-
Yeah, Carl, under your in your settings under Samsung keyboard, there's an
Let's
option
not-
to disable something called predictive text. Try disabling predictive text.
Mhm.
We're off topic here because we are trying to talk
Yeah.
AI. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
This
let's
is
see,
AI. This is what AI is doing.
come on.
Yeah, I mean it's a rudimentary form of AI.
Okay. I'm going to open up Copilot because you don't like it.
oh,
Some of you.
I do.
but that's not why I'm opening it. And so your question is, how do I shut off auto correct on?
I'm going to jump in here because Drew said to go to settings and I typed in predictive text and it was on and I turned it off. Thank you, Drew.
Okay, but here's how I use Copilot.
Okay.
How do I shut off autocorrect on my Samsung phone for texting? And this is why I like Copilot, because it gives you the steps to automatically.
Bingo. Good.
Yeah. So whenever you have a question before you call Bill or call Huey or ask it somewhere, go to Copilot and type it in just as if you were asking one of us.
Drew, you just lost your consulting job.
Absolutely.
My feet.
So if
Yeah,
you put,
Copilot just took my Copilot. I beat Copilot though. I got there faster.
Can you keep
I-
that on the screen? Bring that back up again and then do Perplexity and see what it comes up with
Oh,
compared
okay.
to that.
All right, let's see. I was here and here, here. And I'm just going to take that, do a Control C, and now we'll go ahead and open my browser.
Okay.
And we're going to go to Perplexity and do the same thing. And I do this often.
Mhm.
Now, what is Perplexity? That's another AI?
That's another AI software.
Yep.
And
And it
no-
came up with the same answer.
Yep.
And Huey,
But-
I just
Yes.
Googled the question and I got blah, 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 blah. And then you had to click on something. Copilot is just right in your face with the numbered steps, much better than Googling it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Or you could-
I hardly Google things anymore.
Okay. Now this is Gemini. This is
Oh,
Google's
no.
own AI. And let's see what they do.
Look for
Predictive text. Yep.
predictive text. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
And so that's what I do
all right.
sometimes.
I'm leaving,
I'll take each.
I'm leaving the meeting because everything I need to know is on AI.
Oh, my gosh.
And then here's Claude, another one.
Another program?
Yep,
Claude.
another
Oh,
AI,
my gosh,
and
there is a
it's
lot of
giving you.
them.
So
Yep.
so you can sometimes if one doesn't give you the answer that you need or want, you try one of the others. So
Yeah.
Now,
So
now you could ask it, how do I turn it off from my laptop, Hewlett Packard laptop?
yep,
How do I turn, you could ask it whatever equipment you're using.
whatever you want. If you don't get the kind of answer you want, reword it.
Yeah.
Sometimes
Yeah.
it doesn't understand you or it goes a different direction. And sometimes if that one doesn't give a good answer, try one of the others. But sometimes they also will give you steps that don't exist on your version.
Mhm.
And
I
so,
got it.
so you tell them, hey, I don't see that on mine. And then it'll say, oh, I'm sorry, you may have a different version.
yeah,
And so
we-
it gives you a different way to approach the same answer.
Cool.
we ran into that very topic at that very problem last Thursday at James's meeting in Oklahoma. He was demonstrating something on his Samsung phone on his new 25, and there were menu options and things that didn't exist on my 23.
Or on a regular Android phone.
Yeah,
Just treat it like you're a kid. If you don't get the right answer from dad, go ask mom.
Or ask.
Joe Norwalk has his hand up.
yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, Joe.
Yeah, I had a question, if it's okay, if you're finished with that.
Sure, go ahead.
Okay. One of the things I've noticed, if you ask Gemini a question, if you ask Copilot a question, or Claude or Perplexity, usually 2 or 3 seconds it says, give me a second, boom, there's the answer. When I go into ChatGPT, since they added that new search capability, sometimes it takes 20, 30 seconds before it comes back with an answer. It'll come up and say, it'll give you the first couple of words of a sentence. It'll say, that's a, and then it'll stop. And maybe 20 seconds later or more, it'll come up with basically the rest of the answer. Has anybody else run into that, or?
Yeah, it's called deep thinking. Some of them call it something slightly different than that. But again, let's go ahead and share my screen. And
And this is the free version of ChatGPT that
Yeah.
I'm using. So
that's all
Yeah.
I have. That's all I have.
I think that what I've discovered is that if you ask it ChatGPT a question that other people have asked recently, it comes back with an answer more quickly than something that is more off topic.
yeah. And another thing that I've run across is occasionally I ask it a question and it comes up with two responses side by side, and it says, which one do you prefer? Which answer do you prefer? And you get to put a, check mark by which one you like better as far
The
as
reason it's doing that,
It's
it
learning.
wants your opinion on which is the better one. And so whichever way it came to that one is what they're going to maybe institute in the next version as the way it does it. In other words, it's helping them with their programming.
So now I have a question. ChatGPT originally had what everybody was referring to as dated material that was stopped being added after a certain date. How does ChatGPT know about new models of products and things? If
It doesn't.
It's mostly caught up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Finding
yeah,
very-
it's up. I think it's up to August. Well, we'll ask that.
Well, and then
Let me just show you. Let me
it has
just
a
show
search
you.
capability as well.
Okay, let me just show you a couple of things here. One is if you click on reason and then tell it, this is where it goes out and it thinks. And it's reasoning. So it does take longer, but it goes out and it tries to come up with the best answer. And so it reasoned for 9
Okay.
seconds before it came up with your answer.
Right. And
Okay,
and we're
now-
we're not happy with 9 seconds. And a few years ago, you couldn't do this at all.
Imagine 300 baud dial up.
Yeah. Yeah. So now what was the other question you wanted? Let's see, upload files, no search reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, it just seems to take a pause. It starts a sentence, then it
Yeah.
stops, and you've got a really fast machine there, Huey. At least it's
No,
fast
but-
as mine.
Yeah, but there was a question we were going to look at, and I said, let me do this first.
Oh,
Now
sorry.
I lost.
I want to give a comment to Joe. We keep seeing just your chin. Can you back away from your?
Oh, sure.
Oh, better.
Um,
Sorry.
so let's ask it again. But what did I want to ask it?
Was it
Oh,
related to how new the
it was
info?
something. It was something to do with what ChatGPT does.
How
what's
how
the-
new
How
the
up to
update?
date it is.
No, you
How
want
is
to
it-
know how new is it? The answers, the more
How-
recent.
How up to date it is.
Or the
A
cutoff.
collective group of old people here. We can't think of what it was a couple of minutes ago.
Collective AI.
Yeah, or what's the cutoff date?
I have to walk away from my computer and come back, and then I'll remember.
Oh, I still had reason
Yeah.
clicked on.
I do that when I go
Um,
upstairs and come down. I have to go back up and figure out what I was going to come down for.
It says I can look it up for you. So now it may be going to the internet.
Well, I thought there was two versions with ChatGPT. Wasn't there a paid version and the free version?
Oh, there's 3 and 3 and there's
0.5 now.
so many versions. And so when version 5 is released, it's going to put them all in one and it's going to decide which one it's going to use. But right now there's several versions. What's the latest date?
4 or 5 just
Of-
come out.
ChatGPT says it's an update as of 2021. After that, it goes out to the internet and looks for stuff for us.
Is there a subscription version to ChatGPT?
Oh, here it is.
I just
June.
said, how up to date are your answers?
Actually,
Yeah.
it's June of 24. But
And
I
you
can
get
look up the
So-
information.
Okay.
So I wonder, do you get if you pay the $20 a month, is it still that same information? I guess.
I don't know.
Hmm.
Anyone know?
Bill
Uh,
says,
If you're paying the subscription fee, you get a more up-to-date language model.
Huey, why did you get 24 and I got 21?
I don't know.
Poo poo.
It's the way the way I asked it and where it went looking for the information. So,
Hmm.
I have ChatGPT Plus, and I asked the question, which models use internet access? And it gave me several, one of which was for ChatGPT Plus. The paid for model GPT-4 Turbo has web browsing. So apparently
Okay,
if you pay for ChatGPT, it will look on the internet for answers to questions and give you more up-to-date information.
So Bill, what
Okay.
is your subscription, Bill? What do you pay?
$20 a month.
Same as
Yeah.
Copilot.
yeah,
Yeah.
and
Oh,
the problem is
you have to
they
pay for them?
only if you want the a more advanced version or versions that'll give you more information.
The
Yeah.
most current version.
I don't know if this
And-
analogy is any good, but if you pay for it, it's kind of like getting the whole Office suite as opposed to just maybe Microsoft Word. There's a lot of different capabilities plus later models that will do more things.
I thought the
Well,
difference was due to timing. In other words, you got more recent information versus older.
Well, there's two things. There's newer information, but there's also the tools that they offer you to extract information and create things and do things.
Okay,
Wow.
I'm on the free version of ChatGPT. Okay, and we're right here. I want to ask it.
Maybe what are the top 5 features that you get when you pay for the service?
Ask it for today's weather. It won't know it.
No, I will. What are the top 5 features of?
ChatGPT Plus.
And Huey, while you're waiting for the answer, through Comcast, they offered me Perplexity Pro for a year free. So if
There you go.
anyone's
There you
using
go.
Comcast, they might want to look into that.
I have
Okay.
Comcast Xfinity, but I also just purchased that Word package, Microsoft Office Suite. I think that's what has it on there.
Okay, there's
Yeah.
2 responses to this, and it wants you to prefer one of them. Again, that's so it knows which one
Yeah.
it is you consider
So-
is better.
So better
Uh,
performance for complex tasks, increased message limits, priority access during peak hours, faster response time. So it just matters. You have to decide, just like with anything else, if it's worth your money.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to say I prefer this, I think, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it
we
tells
did.
you how
Okay.
much, number 2.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So
All right. Now,
So-
the other thing is I want to show you that you can do is give me.
press conference after.
Give me an image that represents ChatGPT. Put an S there. And then tell it this, and let's see what it does.
It's cool.
Yeah. And so not only can you use ChatGPT to answer a question, but then you can put a picture, have it create a picture. Now, let me show you something that I demonstrated at Tech for Senior on Monday, or was it Thursday? Whenever. I showed it somewheres. Anyway, I have an image. So if I click this, it says image downloader. I can download the image, but right here, let's see, where is it here? I'll right mouse click and it says Hive AI detector. That's this one right here. But when I right mouse click it here, it will actually go out and look at that and it says, oh, that's AI generated, and it'll actually tell me it used AI generated and Adobe Firefly, but I didn't. I used a ChatGPT. Well, it may have gone out and used Adobe Firefly to create it, but I can tell that that's AI generated by running this little add-on that I have. And let's see, it's called Hive AI Detector. And you just go to manage extensions and look at the extensions that are available and pick the Hive AI Detector, and it will tell you. So I don't know if it's any value to anybody, but I've been playing with it.
So it tells you if it's AI generated or if it's a real, something is real other than AI. It's a real person other than an AI person. Okay.
Absolutely. But the problem is that there are programs out there that will take AI generated images and it will make it so it lies to a detector and it'll say that it's real when it isn't.
Oh my gosh, I'm sure they're doing all that. It's gonna be bad in a way.
Well, everything we do, there's somebody that does it the opposite or doesn't want to do it. Or, I can remember way back when we'd say, well, why didn't Microsoft include that in Windows or in DOS, whatever they did? Why didn't they include it? So somebody writes a little program and we all start using it, and then Microsoft includes it, and people are then telling you how to shut it off. So nobody is ever happy with things the way they are.
Well,
But they always use it. They always use it for bad reasons, like the cyber attacks and all those other kinds of things they're doing. They always come up with something to use it very harmful.
Yeah,
But
but you know what?
Your example was like the predictive text. It was default on, which I did not like.
Yeah. Well, that, and back in many years ago, somebody once said, locks are only to keep honest people honest.
Oh.
If there's a bad reason they want to get into something, they'll find a way to get into it. So a lock is or certain things are there only for those who want to keep it that way, but there's bad guys that are trying to find ways to get around it.
Yeah, the
Right.
bad guy coming through the window.
Yeah.
Yep.
And with predictive text, I like it. It's learned my writing style.
Oh,
And it will put in something that's just a skosh better than what I used. And I just keep right on going.
And the other thing you have to remember is not to be in a hurry and don't hit that send before you reread
Right.
your message. That is the hardest thing. But that's, who was it? It was somebody was saying that they sent a text message to their boss and it changed the words around and it says, "I love you."
Well, that was my complaint. It did
Yep.
not tell me ahead of time what it was going to change it to. And I agree with Judy. If it say ahead of time, it does do corrections ahead of time, autocorrect. I mean, word, spelling. But when it changed the meaning of a word, and I didn't know till afterwards, I'm not the only one making that complaint. I have
Well,
my brother has the same
Didn't it,
complaint.
didn't it
No,
underline any of the
I
words
did
in
too.
blue or
I have
red?
that same
What?
problem with a resume, and it changed everything. I said, "Oh my gosh!" I said I didn't do all these things, and I sent it already to one place.
I'm talking specifically Google Gemini. I'm not talking about any other AI.
Yeah.
But I have my brother and a good friend of mine, and I'm going to tell them after this show how to turn it off because we all have the same complaint. It does it after you send it.
Okay. Well, let's.
Doesn't it have anything underlined to tell you it's going to change it?
No.
Oh.
I just typed into Microsoft Word, "This is a mistake." And before I pressed the space bar after the word mistake, it didn't have any comment on what I'd done. After I hit the space bar, ... red dots under the word mistake. So that if you sent that email after typing "this is a mistake," it would correct it and send it, and you didn't realize it was doing that because you didn't either put a period or put a space after your word. So learning how to cope with this autocorrect would be more important than getting rid of autocorrect altogether, because that might really expose some deficiencies in your writing.
Well, Bill, maybe has a good point, because when you're texting, I don't use punctuation. I don't put a period at the end of any.
Oh, sucks big time. Do you know how hard that is to read?
Well,
Take the time.
it's texting. It's not prose.
That's very well could be the problem. And that.
Yep. Yeah, at least put a space after it, and then
Yeah.
it should make the corrections.
Of course, I put spaces, but I don't. I put spaces.
No, but at the end, when you hit the last letter, don't hit send. Make sure you get a space at the end.
I'm bringing it up because maybe that's the issue, that I didn't put a period at the end of my last sentence. I'm just guessing.
That's what I'm saying.
One of my first jobs after graduation was servicing word processing equipment when nobody knew what word processing was. One service call I remember was to drive from Moncton to Fredericton, which is about 125 miles, to find out that what had happened, why the feature didn't work on the machine as they expected, is they had forgot to include a period at the end of the document. I typed the period, everything worked fine.
Okay, let me show you something else you can do with things like either Copilot or any of the others. We're in Claude right now. Let me find a Chat GPT. I might have closed it.
In fact, I was looking at your own writing. You didn't put a question mark after you asked the question about how
That's correct.
texting.
Yeah, but I wasn't worried about autocorrect. So.
Yeah.
I know, but I'm just saying that's the natural thing to do when you're just putting a short text message.
Okay. Almost even regular emails, a lot of times now, when I write them, I'll do it maybe in Word. And then I'll say, and I just copied a paragraph out of the chat. And so I don't know what it's about. I didn't even bother reading it. I just copied it. But so, but when I'm going to say reword.
I want to mention to Judy, if you're voice texting, it doesn't put punctuation in for you.
Oh.
Okay, a lot of times I'll say reword with any grammar and spelling changes. So, and then I'm going to take this paragraph that I just grabbed and copied and pasted. And then I'm just going to say, okay. and it's reworded it. It's double checked the spelling and grammar.
Mm-hmm. And I just say rewrite.
Yeah, or rewrite, reword, or you can just say check for any spelling or grammar error, and so it doesn't have to rewrite it.
Can I dictate that to Chat GPT instead of typing?
Absolutely. I don't know whether it will work with me using the microphone for Zoom or not, but let's see if we can. Let's see if we can do that.
Dog barking somewhere.
Yeah, somebody's got a dog barking.
Yeah,
Can
it's
you
outside and far away.
Yeah, but we hear it loud and clear. Use voice mode. I don't know if it's going to let me do this or not. Let's see. Sneak peek in advance. Going to continue. Choose
Hey
a
there.
voice.
I've got a really great feeling about us teaming up. How can I jump in and help?
Can you type out a paragraph for me?
It's giving you a choice of what audio voice assistant you want.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You
Okay.
have to say start.
Start a new chat.
Hi,
Yeah,
glad to
okay.
meet you.
All right, yeah,
I
okay,
think we're
so-
going to do great work together. Where should we start?
No, I don't want that.
Hey, it's great to meet you.
How's your day going?
Okay,
I'm
start a
really
new
looking forward
chat.
to
There
working
we
on
go.
some cool stuff together.
Start talking.
ChatGPT, it's asking a question in the upper left-hand side. It wants
Oh,
to use
yeah.
your microphone.
Yeah, and that might screw me up, but let's try it anyway. Allow this time. Can you still hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. How can I help?
Can people on the call hear me?
Yes, so we can hear you.
Only I can hear you. You're the only one speaking to me right now.
And
Is
we
there
hear-
something specific you'd like to do or know?
Yeah, can you write me a short paragraph about the weather in Florida?
Sure. Florida is known for its warm and tropical climate. The state experiences mild winters with temperatures ranging from the mid-60s to 70s Fahrenheit. Summers are hot and humid, with temperatures often climbing into the 80s and 90s. Florida also gets frequent afternoon thunderstorms during the summer months,
No,
providing
she's
relief from
you,
the
but
Can
she's
you
not
stop
writing
now?
you the paragraph.
Yeah,
course.
can you write that on the screen? Can you make text out of it?
I can't display text on a screen, but you can easily write it down or type it out yourself. If you need any help with that, just let me know.
Okay, so that you're different than what I'm looking for.
Try hitting the X and see if it shows you what's
I can
there.
do for you, or if you
Okay,
Nope.
that's voice ended. I'm looking
That,
for
that's pretty useless if it's gonna if it can't write anything.
Yeah.
And it tells you
Yeah.
to write it down.
yeah, but now that's ChatGPT. You might want to try. Let's go ahead and try. Which one's this? Claude.
You could
Oh,
use
is that
Word and it'll type out in Word
Yeah.
from voice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
But there's
usually
no
dictate it.
punctuation or separation.
Well,
Yeah.
in Word, you have to pick the microphone up in the right-hand corner.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I'm looking to see if there's a way to do that. Disable autocorrect on a Samsung phone. Well, that was the question that we were doing. But I think there may be because I'm using the microphone that's not letting me, it's not showing a mic down here.
What's the lower right-hand corner, little three?
That's
Yeah.
going back to the
Hive.
Hive program. Yeah.
Yeah. Claude may not have that same feature.
Yeah.
Huey,
so
click
let's-
click on close in the upper right, left-hand corner.
Upper right, left-hand corner, which
Upper
corner?
left. Where's the, that is,
Right on-
yeah,
on Claude.
yeah.
Start a new chat. You still don't have a microphone.
I still don't have a microphone here. Yeah. Let's go ahead and open up ChatGPT. I think it is open and there's a microphone there. Okay.
So maybe Perplexity will have one.
Day going in South Bradenton.
It's going fine. Let's see.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. It's going fine. Can you write me a short paragraph about what you can do?
I can write engaging paragraphs, help you explore topics, and discuss any ideas you're curious about. How else can I assist?
Give me a short 2-sentence paragraph on why I should use Copilot.
Using Copilot offers you a smart, interactive partner capable of providing insightful information, creative ideas, and personalized assistance across a wide range of topics. It's like having
Hold on, that's very good, but I want to see it on the screen so I can copy and paste it.
Got it. Here's your paragraph. Using Copilot offers you a smart, interactive partner capable of providing insightful information, creative ideas, and personalized assistance across a wide range of topics. It's like having a knowledgeable sidekick in your pocket. How's that?
Sorry, but I'm not seeing it.
Ah, got it, Huey. If you need more help with anything else, just let me know.
It's not being very helpful either.
Yeah. So they don't have this down totally the way we like it.
A
but,
little coding to do.
Well,
You need
they-
another computer. Yeah.
Were you asking them to write it out like a little paragraph? Write it in writing?
Yeah.
Maybe if
Yeah,
you had
see-
said in writing, not verbal.
Yeah.
Yeah,
See,
oh.
normally what I normally
Translate,
will
maybe the
dictate.
word is translate.
Yeah, I normally dictate into a document and then copy it and paste it into an AI engine
Mhm.
rather than trying to type it into the AI engine itself.
Hmm.
Where do you
So you-
where do you voice dictate it to? Like Word?
I subscribe to a service called Dictanote.
Okay.
But you can just turn dictation on in Word.
Yeah,
I
in
don't have
Word
Word.
or
I don't have Word.
I use something called Simple Note. Let's see if it let's see if I can if it uses a microphone. I don't even know.
It seems
it
like it would be
doesn't.
so much easier if I could dictate it and then copy and paste, like you said.
Um,
Well, you can in
Dictanote is free. You can use Dictanote for free. And it will transcribe your audio into text.
that's not what I wanted. I want this. There we go.
It's just
I
one.
use the paid version because it gives you more features.
I'm looking in Word or in Notepad to see if you can view.
That's just one more extra step is just dictate and copy and paste, but that's still better.
Oh, I keep a record of what I'm transcribing, and then I can go back and look at a historical record of what I've asked, and I do that for emails too, so I know what I'm emailing to people.
Yeah, Gmail has that ability, I believe.
That sounds
You
like
can
a really good idea, a good advantage without a doubt. Because I can't remember if I go upstairs and remember what I wanted downstairs.
Right.
You must be in my house.
Okay, any other questions, comments? Make sure several of you came in late, so I do want to share again, just as a reminder, share. And at let's see, I got to see if I kept it up here, and it isn't, so we'll create again, and we'll go to huey.net. Then go to AI News, and I'm putting videos and articles and so on under AI News at huey.net. And you can play any of these videos. This is one guy that every Friday he has a news article, and it can be long or short, but let me just give you an idea what it is.
To talk about, starting with what was probably the biggest news in the world of AI this week, which was the release of Grok 3 from xAI. They launched this at like 8:30 at night on Monday in what was probably one of the most awkward launch videos I've ever seen.
Hi everyone, my name is Igor, lead engineering at xAI. I'm Jimmy Paul, leading research. I'm Tony, working on the reasoning team.
All right, I'm Elon. I don't do anything. I just show up occasionally.
Yeah. As of right now, Grok 3 is ranked the #1 large language model over on LM Arena. If you're not familiar with LM Arena, it's basically a blind taste test for large language models. You give it a prompt, it gives you 2 responses from 2 different language models, not telling you what model you're working with. You pick your favorite, and this leaderboard is created based on so many people doing this blind test and picking their favorite model. Again, we can see that Grok 3, codenamed Chocolate, is currently #1 from xAI.
Okay, anyway, I think Matt Wolf is one of my favorite people. He does talk fast, but he does give a lot of really good information in all of his articles. So I do highly recommend whenever you see that I've posted one of his, take a look at it, or go ahead and subscribe to his channel. And then as he posts, you'll get it. If you subscribe and then hit the bell, it'll actually give you a notice every time he posts. Because he sometimes does it more than once a week, but he does it at least once a week on Fridays. Joe, comment, question?
Yeah. Earlier, someone had commented that when you do the speech, it doesn't put in punctuation and things for you. There's a program called Quillbot. Some folks are probably familiar with it, or a website called Quillbot. And what it will do is you can give it a URL or, a URL from YouTube video or something, and it'll go out, get the transcript, and it will produce a transcript, and it gives you lots of options. You can do it without timestamps. You can, it will put in the punctuation marks. It puts in paragraphing. It does all sorts of things to make it more readable as opposed to having timestamps and all that kind of stuff along the way. So you may want to explore that. It's called Quillbot.
How do you
Okay,
spell, how do you
Quillbot.
spell it?
Quillbot.
Very good. Huey, you must have won spelling bees.
I was a teacher at one time.
So was I.
Hewitt,
So were many of us.
I got a question. Will you summarize what you went over in an email and send to us? I have my notes and I have several things written down and probably clarify what's free and what's not free, and the number of AI programs like Copilot, Perplexity, Claude, Gemini, and somebody says Google something. So if you could put that down, a summary, that would really help. Predictive text, the meaning of that, autocorrect. We went over GPT Chat 4 and the emails. I try to write down as much as I can. And this last one was Grok 3 under chocolate. Watch that article. And that sounds interesting, but what is that? Okay, so if you could summarize, that would be great.
I don't do it. I let AI do it, and I will send. I usually put it in the newsletter, but that could be a month from now. So I will try to mail it to everyone in advance, and then I also am recording this, and the video will be posted on the Stug channel, and I will send you a link to that video so you can watch the whole thing all over again.
Oh, okay, great. Okay, that's good. Then I could write my own notes. What is free or what is not free, I think is a good idea to know which one you can get and what you need it for.
Yep.
You know, which
And-
one is free is important.
Okay, we're coming down to the last minute, so I would like to.
Huey, a quick question.
Sure.
Which one secures your privacy? In other words, I don't want to support Elon Musk and Twitter, and so Grok, so I don't want to deal with that. I mean, are there any that really support your privacy or not?
The best way to make it private, totally private, or I guess pretty much totally private, is you have to have one of the Microsoft Copilot computers, and there'll be more coming out that may not say Microsoft Copilot plus computers. There's going to be other brands of chips and so on, but you want one that can run AI on your
Okay.
individual
Oh.
machine.
Okay.
And that way, otherwise, no, all of it is out there.
Right.
But it's not. Yeah, some of them probably don't use what you ask and what that finds to add more information to the LLM, the basically the database of information, but some do, and I don't have. That's something I have not done a research on of which ones are better to do that.
Okay, thank you.
Huey, I'm glad that you demoed those things and using it on live, because one of the problems I have, if I open up Copilot, I don't know what to ask. I don't know what the capabilities are. We're so early on. It's like saying, what kind of computer should I buy? You know?
Yeah. Well, the thing is, just think of a question you're going to ask Bill, or you're going to ask me, or you're going to ask Judy, or
Anybody.
Ron, or anybody else. Just think of a question you're going to ask us, and then type that into whichever one of the programs you want to use, Copilot or what, and see what answers it gives.
And these days, we're typing it in to AI as you're asking the question.
Yeah.
Well,
Yep.
same different. Yeah, right. Talking. Yeah.
Back in the day, it was always, the important words. Think about, the important words. And I think, why just ask a question like, I ask Huey a question, just what Huey said. Open your mouth and talk it out as you're typing, so you can hear yourself ask the question and go, oh yeah, that's just what I want to know. And your chat bot will say, gotcha, Carl.
And if not, correct the answer.
Yeah.
You didn't
Yep.
answer what I wanted. This is what I wanted. And the AI.
Huey, do you have a way of archiving and accessing previous articles in your news sections, or are you building that in, or have thought about it? My stuff's gonna roll off and then you won't be.
Oh, I just started it. So you're talking about on my website?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's all the ones that I've done are there on one page. Eventually it'll only take so much on a page, and I'm not quite sure how I'll handle it at that point.
That would be quite handy if somehow
Yeah.
you could archive them. And
Yep.
I had a question. Do you have a way of generating multiple model prompts in one command?
There are some programs out there who will let you choose which one you're going to use, but I don't think it does all of them at once. I think you have to do each one individually. I'll
Okay.
have to check on that.
Like
I'll have to
ChatGPT
see.
has a drop down and you can choose the.
Yeah, but that's just the Chat GPT ones. There are some all-in-one programs, but again, you have to pick and choose which one you want to answer or to do what you're looking for.
Yeah, occasionally you have one prompt, you'd like to see how many of the half a dozen would handle it.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
one thing
yeah.
for private information, you can run some of these large language models locally on your own computer. And that way it doesn't go anyplace else. DeepSeek has that, and one from Paul Allen, AI2, has one for iPhones. You can
Yeah,
download.
you have to
the-
download it and have it
Right.
on your computer.
Right.
You have to have one that's going to be powerful enough to be able to do that.
Right.
Yeah. What one of us needs to do is write a little app that lets you type out your paragraph and it sends it to 3 search engines at the same time: ChatGPT, Copilot, and Gemini
There-
all together.
And the kind of app you're talking about is an AI agent, and they are making those. And I haven't learned how to do it yet, and I'm not sure whether it involves some coding or not. I don't think it does, but it's still above my pay grade. I haven't got to that point yet. But what I call AI agents, I call it the batch files of AI,
Right.
where it gives
Yeah.
you different steps that it will do. And you're seeing more and more that this is the year of the AI agents, or what do they call it, Agenta, or I can't remember the key word to it, but
Agentic.
yeah. So this is a year of that. So you're going to see a lot more about that. So I don't think we're there yet, but I think very soon, Bill, that's going to be possible. Maybe it is possible now. I don't know.
I'm looking to put a button on my website, and it gives me back something that I pre-programmed into that button.
Yep. Okay, before we say goodbye, I would like to mention that on my Huey.net, in order for me to do a lot of the types of programs that I do, whether it be on Let's Talk AI or the WinSig or things that I do for Tech for Senior, a lot of it I have to subscribe. I have to have subscriptions to, and so I have restarted my coffee fund on my website. It's not anything to do with the one on Tech for Senior, but it's on my website. I would love to have any of you, if you so desire, and it's not a subscription. It's just if you'd like to make a donation. It's called a coffee fund. And please, if you can, donate and help me subscribe to some of the things that I like to subscribe to in order to be able to do these things better. Some of the programs that I use to create videos and so on are fairly expensive on a monthly basis. So with that, I am going to thank everybody for coming today, and hope you learned something. And I hope you learned that you want to look for something to learn more about it. So don't forget the videos that I've posted. If you have questions, by all means, ask the AI and then have them ready and to tell us what you found out for next month.